What's holding you back from crushing all your goals, pursuing that dream, or being the best version of yourself? In a word, it's inertia. Or, to put it another way, lack of momentum. Life is too busy. You have too many choices, too many responsibilities, even too much pleasure. And it's killing you, or at least that part of you that knows you were meant for more. As Robert Brault put it, we are kept from our goals not by obstacles, but by a clear path to lesser goals. Today on the Next Simple Step podcast, I want to help you get momentum to push through that block, to say no to the lesser goals and get moving on that something you've put off for far too long. You know deep down you want to do it or become more skilled at it. Maybe it's a goal to have more friends or pursue a side hustle or even kick a bad habit. Whatever it is, start by getting curious. What would it look like for you to be 100% honest with yourself about what it is you want? I know it can be scary because you lack it now and aren't sure if you put it out there that you'll be able to make it happen. You might fail. But unless we're talking about skydiving, failure in this pursuit likely isn't fatal. In fact, it may be the key to unlock a new area of possibility in your life. Life is too short to not do what you feel called and compelled to do, and it's in your power to do so. So here's the secret. The way to get momentum is to take action today. There's never perfect conditions. There isn't more time later. We have to start with the next simple step. What do you want, and what's stopping you? Go ahead and write out a list of obstacles that are stopping you from that dream. And after you've got a list of the obstacles, start writing out a potential idea or two for overcoming it. Let's take an example. Maybe you want to start a side hustle, but you're afraid your boss might get mad. Well, have you asked? Could you schedule a meeting with the boss to let him know you're committed to your work and you just want to give him a heads up that on your own time, you're going to pursue a side hustle and get his response? What's the worst that could happen? He could get angry. He could say absolutely not. And then you have another decision to make. Do you find another job that is okay with you pursuing side hustle? Or just be honest with yourself. You're committed to this job more than you are in pursuing that other dream. And that's perfectly okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You get to choose your own adventure. But the key is not pre-deciding for others how they're going to react. Deciding for yourself that you're going to take ownership of your own life and your own dreams, and you're going to keep taking steps forward. No one is born able to run a marathon. You have to learn how to stand up on your own 2 feet first, and then take your first steps, and fall a ton before you learn to walk. At some point, you decide it might be fun to run a long race, like a marathon, and you don't start out on that first practice run going 26 miles. You start where you're at. Maybe on your first run, it's just down the block. And you work up the capability to run a mile, and then 3 and 5, and you work all the way up to the marathon distance, and you prove to yourself that it's possible. Your dream might not be to run marathons, but the principle is the same in any pursuit. You don't merely focus on the end result. You focus on the next clear, visible signpost, taking the next simple step along the way to grow in your ability every single day, to get stronger, to get a little bit more capable every day. I'm convinced that the people that accomplish the most, that crush their most important goals, don't have less fear. They don't have some superhuman ability. They've just discovered how to keep going, to not quit when it gets hard, because anything worth doing is going to get hard. If you give up at the first obstacle, the first sign of resistance, was it that important to begin with? To get momentum on your most important goals, you have to say no to almost anything and everything else. Master one area at a time. It helps to have some encouragement and accountability along the way. We weren't meant to live this life alone, and I know for me that to truly challenge myself beyond my current limits, I need all the encouragement I can get and support from family and friends and coaches And so if you're looking for some encouragement, some accountability, that's what I'm here for. You can reach out to me on Instagram or Twitter. I'm at Paul J. Goldsmith. And I hope to hear from you soon, because I know that if you've listened this long, that you've got a dream inside you that's just yearning to come out. And this is your moment. Let's take action. Let's get going. Let's get some momentum, and wins in your corner. I'm cheering you on. Thanks for listening to the Next Simple Step podcast. I'll talk to you next time.